Hello, hello, and welcome back to Around the Flywheel. We are now on episode 3. Excited to bring you some more quality conversations, some interesting topics about your marketing. Joined here again by my team. We'll take a short second to introduce them again. So we'll go around the room, starting with Carolyn. I know you already gave your little intro on your tag. And then we have Austin St. Jean, the co-founder. What's up?
What
and
up?
Mr. Jared.
Class is
Excited to
now
have
in
everybody.
session.
Hey, class is now in session. Excited to have everyone back. Hopefully, we are continuing to bring you guys quality content, and you guys are enjoying all of these combos we're having here. We're excited to continue to talk about this and hopefully get more and more viewers so we can get to that opportunity to maybe give away something fun, maybe some AirPods, something cool.
Whoa!
That may excite somebody. Hey, I'm not the guy that deals with the money. That's an Austin conversation. So, I get to say whatever I want. That's his problem with letting me be the host of this thing. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. So we're excited to get rolling today. And like we always kick it off, we're going to kick it off with our trivia question of the day. This one's pretty cool, I think, just because I'm intrigued to know this. It's probably something you wonder about when you see an influencer all the time, whether it's on TikTok, ours being specifically YouTube. So our first question is, how much do YouTubers make per 1,000 ad views? Definitely a very interesting one. Anybody want to throw out some lucky guesses at the beginning and see if we can be anywhere near it?
So I'm only going to go based off of music. And I know like Spotify pays for streams like 0.006 per stream. And that's dollars. So, I mean, you basically make almost nothing unless you're massive in the industry. So that's my guess, like something around 0.006.
Yeah. Anybody else want to throw in there a little guess?
Hey, $1 a day. We'll go $1 a day because I have no idea.
No, that would be making too much. That'd be way too much money.
Yeah.
I'm going to say right around with you, Austin, something within pennies on the dollar for each 1,000 ad view. But let's get into it today for our Around the Flywheel show. I think we have a great topic today, talking about video content, how important it is in your business, as well as maybe what platforms you need to focus on, and where you can, make sure to deploy those things once you are creating, those pieces of content. So let's get on to our first question of the day. What video platform would you say should be the top priority for agents? I'm going to kick this one over to Austin to start us off. What would you say is the top platform for them to prioritize?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in, definitely dabbling in a mixture of things. But if I had to top prioritize one, I'm probably going YouTube. I think long form content, it just allows you more time to get your personality out, your message out. And if you have consistency, I think you're just really building a massive amount of trust with the people who are viewing you. I think it's the second largest search engine in the world, number one being Google. I mean, you're right there. There's people looking for content. And if you're creating content consistently, they're going there with the mindset to spend more time on the platform versus like a TikTok or an Instagram Reels. They're really just trying to swipe and keep going, kind of like surfing the TV. Where YouTube, they're going to look for something and dedicating more time to it. If you can put yourself in front of them while they're dedicating time, I think it's more valuable. So I'm going to go with YouTube as the top priority.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think I've even caught myself being more and more drawn to YouTube and finding kind of my channels, and they do a great job of obviously getting that algorithm running for me to continue to push their content. So definitely see that as being a good hot trend. Anyone else have a quick tidbit to add in there on platforms? Or are we all in agreement on YouTube probably being the top priority?
Yeah, I think YouTube's a top priority. I haven't hopped on the TikTok train. So I actually still use Instagram Reels. So I kind of like that being more accessible to a viewer with the 30, 60 second, maybe 90-second videos versus having to go to YouTube and kind of find your video. So I'm going to go Instagram Reels.
Love it.
I want to piggyback to, I'm kind of the tiebreaker here. I agree with YouTube, but I think it depends on the size of the agent, the budget, and kind of how their system's set up. I think Instagram Reels is a good thing to prioritize as you get started because it is shorter. It's a little more natural to put out, where YouTube can sometimes feel like you need to be a little more produced, even if you don't have to. Instagram's a little easier to get started, to kind of get that confidence and work your way, I would say, to YouTube.
Yeah, it's like the training wheels to getting to the longer form, because that can get a little bit intimidating for some of
Right.
us. So definitely like that too. Sweet.
Yeah,
Well, let's head on.
I could tell Hunter's a little nervous here doing some long form content today.
Yeah, it's not my specialty. You know, they're just throwing me into the fire. But let's let's kick it off to our next question for the day. Should videos be more lead gen focused or branding focused? Anyone have the urgency to want to answer this first, or the urge to answer this first? I don't know who's prepared for that one. All right, Carolyn, we'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, I like this question. I don't think you can go wrong with video marketing at all, but I think a really cool benefit of video marketing is that you can engage customers, you can build trust, and you can generate qualified leads. So that's my like lead gen focus versus branding focused.
Awesome, awesome. Anyone else want to throw in a little bit more info on that?
Austin, I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
I don't want to.
You were kind of dancing. So
me and Jared always go in these like interjects where it's like, no, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. And we'll do it for 10 minutes. So I'll go ahead this time. I think I'm probably like the most balanced mindset in everything here, but I think you need a mixture of both. But if you're going to go lead gen focused, you're wanting to create something that like a design from it. So if I'm going lead gen focused, I'm more than likely going to be focused on driving traffic off of the platform or having a really hard call to action to get them to sign up for something and provide me with information. But if I want to take the branding route that then set up remarketing to then go and lead gen focused, you could create a campaign where you're just creating maybe value content, educational content to try to push it and target it in front of the right audience that would be in need of your services or product, and then use that at the top, we'll call it top of funnel, in a way to attract and drive awareness to your services as a way to get viewership, targeted viewership. So you could be focusing on branding and getting your brand out there and getting your message out there. And then based off of the amount of people who are viewing, which you can get really cheap views when you run them in an ad campaign, you can remarket those viewers who are viewing 50%, 75%, or even 100% of the video, and then send them a lead generation campaign because they're showing, one, you're targeting them correctly. They already might have an intent. You're remarketing them based off of the behavior that they've shown with your brand. So you can then find somebody that has even more intent and then try to capture the lead at that point. So I think it's a mixture of both.
Okay, I see you playing both sides there. I love that though. Yeah, that was good insight. Definitely something I encounter when talking to people about marketing on YouTube. I think there is a two-sided thought process there. Some people thinking about lead gen, people thinking about how they can build their brand. So I think you kind of touching both of those was a great insight there. But let's follow over to our next question. Maybe we'll give Jared the opportunity at this one. How can businesses effectively use video to reach their target audience? J-Rod, take us away.
Yeah, probably the one question I'm probably least.
Oh, perfect. I'm on the money today then.
Yeah. I think definitely have a strategy in place. Austin kind of gave us some good content as far as like how to structure your videos in almost like a more funnel type approach. But I think definitely knowing where your audience is, like whether it's your demographic, are they on Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Is my audience more on Google? Is this going to be more of a top of funnel, just trying to attract people to my brand and just kind of blanket the, if you're a referral company and maybe you coach real estate agents, you can go more like US based because your clients aren't so much need to be in your region. You can kind of blanket a large geographical area and, work more on like a referral based versus like if you're somebody more, maybe you're an actual agent and you're trying to get more qualified lead in your area, you can actually target that on the backs of these platforms, Google, Instagram, Facebook, and run these campaigns and these video ads towards more of like an interest-based targeting with like presence in, your said city or whatever. But I think I'm going to defer to hear what Austin and Carolyn have to say.
Yeah, so I would say question just kind of top of my head after hearing that response would be using specific hyperlocal, words and things like that within your video content kind of help you target that audience as well, Austin?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of qualifying by copy, if you will. But I think where my mind goes in a way that your business could be effectively using video to reach your target audience is going to be where you could write about it, record it. And typically what happens is you're gonna do an email marketing campaign. You already have created maybe some form of email subscriber list. You have this database of people that you need to get in front of and you need to stay in front of consistently. You could be taking a blog and literally using it as a script, recording a video, and then over like a loom and like create a video version of that blog that you can then include in an email. And now you have video content that you're sending to your email subscribers, driving them to the blog to read further. You could use video and text message campaign. So if you're texting a client, instead of just sending them a written text, shoot them a quick video. If you get an email from a client and it's kind of an in-depth, it needs an in-depth like technical answer, record a Loom video walking through and explaining it, so that way you can then send that back to them. It's more of an authentic experience. So there's many ways you can use it effectively that isn't social media or isn't YouTube. What I would say is where you can write about it, record it.
Yeah, and that's something I definitely talk about to any of our prospects or even our clients is, they always ask for that. A little bit of inspiration or scripts on video. That's definitely a good tip there to kind of take something you've already written down and put like your own words to it a little bit. So definitely like that response. Carolyn, you have anything to add on that? Or you agreeing with both of them here on this question?
Yeah, I think they aced the answer. So I agree with them.
Awesome. Well, I love our next question. I think this is a good one, probably for a lot of people thinking about doing any type of advertising with video. Is what are some of the common mistakes businesses make with their video marketing campaigns? I'm going to actually start with Austin here. I know he's probably itching at the bit to tell us some more on this one.
Yeah, I think in this one, the biggest mistakes that are done are the fear of judgment, the overthinking of production, and the overthinking of topics is really what it's going to boil down to. The reason that's the biggest mistakes is because it's the biggest barrier to entry. People are so fearful of what others are going to say. I have friends that I guarantee screenshot video, things of me and go in a group chat and make fun of me. I wouldn't doubt it. But that's what friends. Me. Yeah, whatever. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. But you can't let that get to you, because I'm not necessarily making that video for my friends. I'm making it for people who are actually seeking and looking for help. I'm able to help at scale by using video. Now, if my friends make fun of me for it, it's all fine and dandy, but you can't let that fear prevent you from doing it, because you got to remember who you're making the video content for. And the people that aren't looking at it and aren't enjoying it, don't worry about them. Focus on the people that will. So I think that's the biggest mistake made, is just a fear of judgment and overthinking of content topics.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. Something that I personally will feel too. Even if I'm putting something out, I'm like, someone's gonna throw shade on me on this for some reason. So yeah, getting out of your own way with that is definitely a big thing. And you kind of nailed it on the head too, in saying like, you're not even trying to talk to those people. You're trying to speak to that actual target audience who value you. And there is going to be a good majority of people as well who really see some insight. So anyone else got anything to add to that? Based on some mistakes that they might see people encountering?
I think something that I see a lot is people kind of shoot for the moment. Like they shoot in one frame or one angle, and they don't really think about scaling. Like, how can I take this one video session and really maximize it? And they might shoot like a video where they're sitting there talking, and it's like long form, like the reel, like I think that's 1920 by 1080. And then maybe they want to repurpose it, or they want to run like a newsfeed ad on Facebook, but that's really not the best format. So I would say whenever you do muster up that courage to start developing a process, try to think of a way to shoot the content that is like either a wide enough angle, or it's a good enough angle to where you can repurpose that. You can cut it, trim it to where it still looks good and makes sense. So you can, flip it and put it in like a news feed with the 1080 by 1080. And you can also stretch it out, zoom it in, and, make it look good for a reel. I think even like before we started this, we were doing the if you switch back to the squares, Hunter, like we were doing it like this, but we can even repurpose this content. Well, right now, if you were to come in and crop me out and you want to repurpose something I'm saying, which right now you probably don't want to, I haven't said anything. But if you wanted to repurpose something and you try to cut me out and zoom me in, I'm probably going to be super blurred. But when you cut into me, if you want to go ahead and cut in, we can think about that and plan that ahead. So when we cut in, if we want to repurpose something I'm saying, it's now shot in a way that we can actually grab this and it'll still look good once we try to repurpose it for social media. So I hope that makes sense, but I do see a lot of that from people.
Yeah, I totally see that as well. I think a lot of people are so like one goal focused and not understanding the opportunity to make multiple pieces of content off of one, shot. So yeah, even something like you said, we brought up prior to the call is like, zooming in on some of these so we can take them and snap them out into other pieces and place them on other platforms. So yeah, I think that's a great tip there, Jared, to consider when creating content. Carolyn, you have anything else or want to add in here?
I have one different, but yeah, people are scared to start and they underestimate video. So just like what Jared said, think about how it's being presented to the final user and how you can use that in your marketing efforts. But I think the last thing is not being creative. You need to like know your audience, tell your story, and connect with them. So you don't want to be just like so-and-so. You want to foster trust and credibility to build your own brand, not piggyback off of somebody else's brand that's already established. So be unique, be creative.
Yeah, I like that. And I think something that I think about as well, like not that I create content on a consistent basis, but obviously being in this industry, we see a lot of people doing it. I think a lot of people look at themselves as boring. They're like, well, my life's, boring, but that's what makes you you is some of the unique things that you're into, that you enjoy and can help you really relate with some of the people who potentially are getting to know you better. So don't think you're cool. You're unique in your own way. So just
we're all weird.
Yeah, we're all weird, definitely. Just how we were talking about the cameras before this with the flip mirror, I'm sure everyone has had that thought process. Of,
right.
Why do I look like this when the camera's flipped? All right. Well, let's move on over to our next question. How can businesses measure the success of their video marketing efforts? I'm going to start this one with Carolyn. We haven't let her lead one off yet, so let's see what you have for us on this question.
Yeah, I'm going to take this more of kind of like the YouTube side of things. So for YouTube, we look at the play rate. And so that can tell us who viewed the video 25% of the way through, 50, 75, 100. And that's really useful for knowing how much of my audience got to the very end of the video and really watched the whole thing. The second would be view count. The number of people who viewed the video is super important. And then back to the last video we did, click-through rate. That's also important just as a good growth indicator. So
yeah, we're never going to get away from that click-through rate, huh? It's just going to be, as long as Jared's on this show, we got to mention click-through rate.
I'm already going to bring it up.
Yeah, I might throw this question over to Austin a little bit, but just kind of like strategy-wise, and this may be a little bit further out from this question, but talking about like percentages of what people are watching on your videos, is that a good way to tell like what content's, hitting home with those people, or even like you said earlier, create another piece of content that may be more of a call to action at the next level as those people are a little bit more invested in your content?
Yeah, I think that that's definitely a great metric to be looking at, is seeing, hey, I made this video and I only got, 2% to make it to 50% of the video. Well, this other video, I got 10 to 12% of people to make it to 50%. So obviously what you did in there, once again, don't overthink it too much. You got to keep going, is that, you got people to still view. And that one view could be $1 million buyer. It could be a client for life. You have no idea. So at the end of the day, the consistency has to keep happening. You can't obsess over being an influencer or a Mr. Beast on YouTube. You need to just obsess over consistency and effort and creativity and actually doing it. Because like I said, one view could be the view that changes your life. So that's one way to measure it for sure, is the percentage. But another thing is actually, if you're setting up like remarketing ads, I know I speak to that like all the time, but you'll feel it when you go out into public. And you might go to a local bar, coffee shop, restaurant, or a gathering like a wedding or an event, and you'll see people who have been viewing you that you had no idea were viewing you. And they'll be telling you, hey, I've been seeing your content. Keep it up. You're doing great, doing this. And it gives you some encouragement. That is not quantifiable. You don't know when you're looking at the 5% that viewed 50% exactly who it is. But that is a super big impact, especially if you're a company that is a local company and you have local services. You will see that very, very quickly by setting up remarketing campaigns.
Yeah. I definitely see that just kind of in my own life with thinking about, people, friends, whatever, that start creating some content as well. That gray space that we work in a little bit sometimes of not knowing who's actually viewing it or how much they are invested in is always interesting. It's kind of a space that's, like you said, unquantifiable of what it is. But Jared, do you have any other metrics? I know you like tracking metrics, so I know click-through rate was stolen from you. So what do you got for us?
I mean, I was honestly going to take Austin's route about like DMs and conversations and seeing people out in public. I think that's a great way to measure the success because it is hard to quantify, especially depending on like, what the goal of the videos are. So I think conversations is a great way to tell like how things are going, but definitely it's a more of a long-term play. It could take time and a long time to really see if your videos are successful. But from a KPI and like a metric standpoint, to me, it depends on like the goals of the campaign, right? Like if you're trying to get people to register for a course and the goal is registrations, the ad might speak to them. Like the ad might be great. The video that you're running and you're repurposing in this ad could be compelling and good. They click on it. So this is where click-through rate would be a great way to kind of measure the success of the ad, but maybe the landing page isn't great, right? And so the landing page isn't leading to a registration, but the video was good and the ad was good because you're getting people to click and land on that page. So you can actually, by looking at the metrics, you can tell where the disconnect with the messaging is happening. Maybe there's not continuity. The video says one thing, it was a great video, but where they landed, it didn't really line up with the video. And I'm kind of going to touch on this later. I think there's a question later on that kind of talks about this, but
wait, how do you know the questions?
I got them pulled up over here on the side.
Yeah. And would it be like crazy to say, I'm sure we've all done it, but like even when I get encountered with ads on Instagram or whatever in my feed that's, relevant to something else I search, they're doing a good job based off of my interest of targeting me. It's not every time I engage with a piece of content that I'm like, oh, I'm just ready to fill out my information. So, there's definitely a time where it just might not be the right time that they want to move forward. And you probably, I'm sure people don't want to be reaching out to a bunch of people that are like, oh, it's not the right time. So, you're kind of having a little bit of faith in that, that piece of content still, hit its objective of offering up some value and making you look like that trusted resource can also be a win as well.
Yeah, that goes back to a previous question about common mistakes. And that's something where people will try and test like once. Like I've seen people go spend thousands of dollars on one video about their company story, run it as an ad and say, we ran it as an ad for a month and spent $500 on the ad and we spent $2,000 on the video to go over our 10-minute story and it didn't work. So video marketing sucks. And that's just the wrong mindset. I mean, for instance, Mandy Cruz, she's a client of ours. Shout out to Mandy. We have been helping her like create almost like webinars where I interview her, kind of similar to what Hunter's doing right here about the local market that she's in. And then we create a branded graphic around it, and we actually use it as a lead generation campaign for people to download a webinar of the local quarterly market update of what happened the previous quarter. And she's told me that this is like a remarketing campaign going to her database, going to her website visitors, and going to her local community as different audience segments. And she's literally said when she was in the nail salon that they were like, oh my gosh, you're the realtor from social media. And she was like, it was a surreal feeling because she's never been told you're the realtor from social media. And if you look at how much money was invested to have that impact, it's not as much as you think, where you have a competitor spending thousands and thousands of dollars for billboards on the side of the major highways, and you're now the social media realtor. So, I mean, you can't give up just from one piece of content. You have to keep going, and you have to keep staying consistent.
Yeah, that's great. And like those are those almost like serendipitous moments. No play on Dippidi there, but of you getting face to face with some of them and actually already knowing who you are. They don't even, have any questions about it. They already know you're that real estate agent from their market. So yeah, that's a good thought there. Well, let's head on over to our next question. How can businesses ensure their video content is optimized for different platforms and devices? And I know Jared touched on this at the beginning, so I'll kind of let him take this over again about thinking through how this can go on multiple platforms.
Yeah, for sure. I think from a technical aspect, that's kind of where I'm going with this is like definitely whenever you're filming, if you don't have the post editing knowledge or you're not outsourcing it to have somebody edit it for you. I mean, you could as simple as setting up 2 iPhones. If you and somebody on your team is shooting a video, you take 2 of the iPhones or Androids, whatever your preference is, have one long form, one sideways, and use 2 cameras. That way you maximize that 20, 30 minutes, 1 hour, however long the content's going to be. And you don't have to like film it this way, reset, film it this way. Like you can get it all done and be as efficient as possible. Or if you do shoot with that one camera, try to get it in an angle to where in post edit, it makes sense for you to be able to zoom in, crop, and it still look good on whatever platforms you're going to be distributing on it. And then from like a philosophical standpoint or from like an ad strategy to optimize it, just make sure the messaging makes sense. Like for whatever platform you're putting it on, if it's going to go on YouTube, you can be a little bit more like Austin said in the beginning, a little more long form focused. You can go on rants. If it's going to be on social media, maybe be a little more concise to the point. And just consider your audience and consider where they are going. If it's going to be like lead gen or driving them off the platform, and versus like if you're trying to keep them on the platform. I think those would be my 2 biggest takeaways.
Awesome. Carolyn, you have anything for this, or Austin? Anybody have some more info to drop on this question?
I think Jared had a great answer. I back up what Jared said. That's everything I would think of.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Austin, I know you're ready. I can see it in your face. You're ready for this one.
Well, I'm just trying to think of different apps that could help people. There are different apps that could help you when it comes to editing and optimizing for platforms. One that immediately comes off top of the head is our newest affiliate partner, Story, where you're able to create content, upload it to the platform, and depending on the package you go under with Story, you can get it edited for long form for YouTube. You can get it edited for TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then they actually take it and post it. So I mean, it makes it really, really easy. Subtle plug, might as well. If you want that affiliate link, let us know. You can go through Dippidi to be able to get that help. The other thing would be there are apps like Captions app, which is an amazing app. I think it's like $8 a month, and you can upload your video content in there. There's script writing in there, and you can record it directly in there in the app if you want. And it can add the captions to it, add the emojis. It even does like auto like clipping, so it recognizes where you took a pause or made a mistake, and it will auto clip you out to take out the filler word. So it's a really good way, I would say, optimizing for social media video content. Story would be great if you want to outsource everything and not have to worry about it.
Yeah. I knew we were going to get to that shameless plug coming soon with that question. Yeah, but that is a really cool platform, and obviously helps people out when they don't have that time or those skills to really know how to break that all out into the different, platforms and what those actual dimensions need to be for everything there. So yeah, that's a great insight. And then we got another question that's a 2-parter that I feel we're probably going to throw some plugs in here again to some of our new partners. But our next question is, how can businesses write compelling scripts for their video content to engage their target audience and drive results? And the second part, what are some of your favorite apps to help you create video content? I'll let Austin kick this one off. Give us some good feedback on this.
Yep. So kind of apps for sure. I'd be definitely looking into Canva. They got some new video things. If you don't want to get yourself on video, they have templates available on there for you to create reels that are more like written form. You can even upload videos of you in it. Definitely check out Canva for an app, Captions app, 100%. And Story.co, it's two Y's with Story, is a great new affiliate of ours. We're just trying to help our clients even further with video. We were doing a lot of different things in the past, but this helps us scale it out even further for our clients. So definitely check out Story. And then when it comes to compelling scripts, the Captions app has it. Check out ChatGPT. I mean, it's incredible. You can log on there and literally say, write me an Instagram reel script for 10 reasons you should stage your home before selling, and then hit enter. It'll write you an Instagram reel script. And when you record that, that's where people get so nervous with scripts, is that they feel they have to stick to that script exactly. But what I typically do is I'll pull up the script next to me on like my computer and have my camera this way. So script here, camera this way. I'll look over at the script. I'll read like 2 lines that I can now say in my own words. I'm not going to read it verbatim from the script. And then I'll look at the camera and say it. I'll take a pause, look back, camera's still rolling, and I'll come over and do it like that. So that way when I send it over and get it edited, they're able to know where, okay, I paused and chop, zoom here, add this. And it ends up making the final production look like you didn't skip a beat. But it makes it so much easier to record in an efficient way. So I would say 100% check out ChatGPT if you want to get some script writing done. And if you want even further assistance with that, we can help with that as well. So just kind of reach out and check those out those apps and products.
Yeah, I don't know. Have we mentioned GPT in every one of these yet? Because I think that's just got to be like a buzzword we need to throw into every piece of content. Sure, it will shoot us up the algorithm, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Plus, I always wanted to say this. We'll drop the link to Story's affiliate link in the description below, so you guys.
Yeah, you've always wanted to say, yeah, we'll drop the link below.
Yeah. Now I feel like a true YouTuber.
Well, hey, you broke the record, dude. We said if Hunter gets on and it busts 100, that was the goal. And what are we at? Like we had 120 something views. So I mean, there you go.
Yeah, thanks. But then you guys lied to me, and you guys told me you put it into the remarketing ads.
We did.
I don't feel as confident about my abilities as the host now.
Yeah, we did.
Organic.
Yeah, we paid to play a little bit. We paid to play, eating our own dog food.
Yeah, awesome. Jared, you have anything to add to this?
I do. I think there's a lot of things you can repurpose that maybe you're already doing. If you're running blogs, like right now, we have a handful of clients, quite a bit of clients that are doing blogs with us that we send out every Monday. We do weekly blogs. They could, I have clients that take that blog and then that is a video script. They can turn that blog into a video and just put it into a video form. Something else that I was going to do when I had this motivation to start doing video, and then that stopped for a little bit. I take my conversations with clients. Like if a client asks me a question, they obviously are unsure about it or want education on it. So there's probably a large market of people that also have that same question. So I'll have a client call and I'll make little notes on my call of like, all right, that's a piece of content. And it's kind of like video that I'm already doing. I'm just not recording it. So then I can get off that call and almost like do it in like a more rehearsed, like recorded way. It doesn't have to be rehearsed. But that same thing for real estate agents. Think about your clients that have questions about contracts or how open houses work or the selling process or interest rates. Take those questions and those conversations that you're having with your clients and repurpose those same questions as short form content or even long form. You can take one question, answer it in 30 seconds, and there's you a piece of content for the day. And if it's super good, throw it into your ad strategy. So you can keep it super simple as well.
Yeah, I really love that insight. That's something that I think sometimes when you're creating the content, even in a realtor's shoes, you think these are like, your frequently asked questions aren't as important to your audience, but that's a lot of what people are looking for. Another thing kind of to piggyback on yours, Jared, is maybe even unique stories that you encounter with your clients. A scenario that comes up that maybe doesn't happen every day could be a great opportunity for people to, learn something new as well as get to know maybe how you faced adversity a little bit through that. So yeah, I love that response, Jared. Carolyn, you have anything to throw in there as well?
This is a little bit off of Austin's and Jared's. Is the thing with blog posts, I think, is that sometimes people like to jazz up blog posts, and it's not necessarily how you would speak as a person. So Austin touched on this: is like take it for what it is, and then use what sounds natural in your head, so that it comes across as genuine in yourself. Because the blog post is great, but if you have like 10 words when you could have used one, that's how you would speak in person. So I think that's my favorite one. Is write as you speak.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I like that. I like that one Jared or Austin was talking about it as well. Like kind of take the script, get the thought in your head, and then put it into your own words as well. I think that's kind of where you guys are at with that. So I like that so you don't feel robotic or like you're just reading directly off there. Awesome. Well, we get to go to our favorite part of the show. Would you rather? Excited for this one today because we have some good video platforms that I'm interested to see what people's responses are on these. So let's get right into it. The first one is going to be TikTok or YouTube Shorts. We're going to kind of work around the little square here. We'll start with Carolyn. I want to see you a TikTok person or YouTube Shorts. I'm going to guess TikTok. I don't think you're on the YouTube Shorts yet.
No, so I touched on this in the beginning. I actually don't have a TikTok account. I've never created a TikTok account.
No.
So,
All right,
you failed, Hunter. You failed that question, Hunter.
I knew she didn't have a YouTube Shorts account, so that was my 50-50 shot. Austin, what do you think?
This was tough. So I love Google and Google's products. I love YouTube. I love TikTok. And I guess if I would pick would you rather as a consumer right now, it's probably TikTok. As a creator, I'm very interested and intrigued by YouTube Shorts because of their monetization strategy that I know they're trying to implement, the SEO that can go behind it, the search that, the amazing search platform that YouTube already is, and then integrating it with Google. I think you can't disregard YouTube Shorts right now because of the power of Google. And then freaking Google just launched their Chat GPT competitor called Bard. So, I mean, who knows? I think if I'm going to make a major focus as a creator, I'm going to be going on YouTube Shorts, pretty heavy for distribution. But as a consumer right now, I love getting golden doodle videos and cooking videos on TikTok. I can't help it.
So long-term play is the YouTube Shorts, but the short-term serotonin boost is going to the TikTok trend.
Exactly.
All right, Jared, what do you got for us?
I think Austin answered it. I think I'm the same way. Like as a user, I'm picking TikTok. As a creator, probably YouTube Shorts. But because I feel like most people would say, as a consumer, TikTok, you have to be on TikTok because that's where the consumers are. So I think TikTok 1A, like 1A, YouTube 1B. Take that video, repurpose it. TikTok first, repurpose it on YouTube Shorts.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm going to throw my little shot out there. I'm going to say TikTok just because my thoughts right now, and this is just probably because I don't know as much about YouTube Shorts, but I feel like you need a good channel with YouTube Shorts, like to kind of have that real benefit of it is like a short way for people to engage. I may be wrong there. I don't know if anyone has more insight on that, but TikTok, obviously right now, organic reach and stuff like that is just through the roof. So I think that's a great spot to be.
Yep.
Awesome. Let's get to the next one. All right. In-stream skippable ads for lead generation or in-feed ads for targeted viewership on YouTube. Austin, you want to start us off by maybe giving us a little bit of education on these because people may not exactly understand the difference in these as well.
Yep, absolutely. So in-stream skippable ads, as you're a consumer on YouTube and you look up different things, maybe you're looking at how to change the oil in your Ford F-150 and you click a video and then all of a sudden a pop-up comes up before the video and it usually counts down like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and allows you to skip the ad. That is called an in-stream skippable ad. Then you might have a different situation where you're typing in how to change the oil in my F-150 and you have all these different video listings that pop up, but in usually the top few, depending on the search volume of what you're looking for, will have ads. So it'll be people who invested money to try to populate and jump the queue of organically ranking their content. So for me, those videos, the in-feed ads are great for trying to drive targeted viewership. You want people to come to your content. You want them to stay on YouTube, but you just want them to watch that video. Now, if your video has different call to actions and things from there to funnel them off of the platform, generate a lead, whatever it may be, you could set it up that way. But for the most part, you're just trying to get as many people to consume this video and consume this message as possible when you use an in-feed ad. In-stream skippable, your goal is pretty much drive them off of YouTube. You want to drive them to something off of the platform. So whether that be to capture lead information or just drive traffic to your website or drive traffic to a different piece of content, the goal of an in-stream skippable ad is to take them away from the platform. So if I got to pick one of the two, I'm probably gonna go with in-feed ads for targeted viewership to just try to get people to come there and stay as long as possible on YouTube. I think YouTube probably favors these in their ad strategy as well, because you're not taking someone away from the platform, you're keeping them on there. So I'm going to go in-feed ads.
Awesome. I appreciate the education behind that, because I know that is somewhat confusing to people as well. But we'll go to Jared next. What is your pick here between these two?
Yeah, I'm going to do in-feed as well, because like to Austin's point, like the in-stream skippable is like your commercial, it's your lead gen, that's your 15-second pitch to get them off the platform to your website or to the call to action to register, subscribe, whatever. Subscribe is probably not the best word to use, because that's what I'm about to use on the in-feed. In-feed is to keep them on your channel and get them to subscribe. Like in-feed is the way to grow your subscribers. You are a source of knowledge for them, and they're going to stay there, consume, and learn and be educated how to change their oil in the F-150. If I'm on YouTube, that's probably my long-term goal, is to be a source of knowledge and education for the consumer or for the user. So I'm going to go with in-feed and be that source of knowledge.
And I just have to check my YouTube channel real quick, because it's almost like you guys knew I searched how to change my oil in my F-150. So I'm is there a way to clear the cache? Is there a way? Because there's somehow you guys knew I was just looking that up.
Oh, man.
All right, Carolyn, what do you think's the best one?
It looks like we're all in agreement here. I think in-feed ads are so cool because it's like a secret ad. Like you just jump to the top and it doesn't look like a commercial. It seems more genuine, and now people aren't off the platform. So in-feed ads.
Yeah, I like that as well. I think I'd be more in-feed if I were to have my pick of the two. Like you said, you kind of become more the authority, a resource. And if you're targeting right through your ads, you're probably on something very relevant to that they, either enjoy or are looking for more information around. So I like that as well. On to our next question. Would you rather write a long form written post or post a video of those thoughts? Who wants to start this one off? I'll give someone the pick to lead us off for this.
Carolyn.
I would rather write a long form post before I make one single video.
Austin?
I think it depends on the topic.
Oh my
I haven't broke through that vulnerable point yet where I can just like spill out all my sad thoughts on a video. But this ain't the real world, you know what I mean? I can't do that whole confessional style thing quite yet. So I'm probably actually going to be a long form written post is where I'm at, with goals of getting to have the video of, just post it on video.
All right. And Jared?
3 for 3. I'm going long form post. I think what Austin said earlier about not so much the fear of judgment, but that thing of like, they don't care what I like. So I haven't gotten over that hump yet. I would go long form written post and just dump my thoughts out into a post.
All right. I respect that. Me personally, I'm a freestyler. I like to just get in front of it and just go for it, be very raw. So no way I'm sitting down and writing a long form post. I'm just going to go out there and say it. Not that I'm going to do that, but if I were to have to take the choice, I would go out and just be like, yeah, here's what I got on my mind right now.
Yeah. If anybody goes on Hunter's personal Instagram right now,
don't check out my post from 2018. Okay.
Yeah. I think his last post is 2018. He gives us about his 5-year plan is like posted on Instagram. Like every 5 years, he's going to give you something.
Yeah. I want people to wonder if I'm still alive or not, just give me some time. All right. Let's get on to the next one. Oh, we're done with those. Awesome. Well, we get to go back to our trivia question of the day, and I'm actually really excited for our little side combo we had at the beginning after we answer this. So we got a good debate coming for you here after we answer this question.
Gosh.
We're going to get to the answer on how much do YouTubers make per 1,000 ad views. I think everybody kind of gave their best shot at this one. So let's see if we were close at all to this. According to data from Influencer Marketing Club, YouTuber can earn approximately $18 per 1,000 ad views, with the average pay rate on YouTube being between 1 cent and 3 cents per view. So probably you were pretty right, Austin, right around there. Jared, where'd you say at that?
I said $1. I thought the question was per 1,000 ad views, right?
Oh, you're
It
right.
was.
You were the closest then. Yes, at 18.
You were technically the closest. I think I went micro. You did it per 1,000 ad views. I went per view.
Yeah, I think that's where me and Austin were off. So me and Austin were good on per view. We were great on per view.
We're close
here today. Everyone's winners. But this is a great way now for you to be able to look up your favorite YouTuber and try to calculate how much they make per video.
Oh gosh, yeah, good point. Yeah, some of them will make you sick to your stomach. You're like, you know what? Screw what people think. I'm gonna start making some videos.
Oh yeah. You think that, and then you get in front of the camera, and
Yeah.
you're like, I look stupid.
you freeze up like Steve Carell, and you're like, blah.
All right. Well, we all know history was made. I don't know when this video is going to drop, but history was made last night. LeBron James is now the all-time leading scorer in the NBA, passing Kareem. Everyone's having the conversation now. Is this officially the GOAT? Is he the GOAT? We have some differing thoughts here, and obviously would love for you guys to kind of chime in as well. I already know where Austin's going to go with this, but give me your quick 30-second pitch on why you think he is the GOAT or not the GOAT as well.
Oh man. So I mean the reason I watch basketball is this man named LeBron James. That's when it all started. That's what got me into the NBA. He was dominant. It was fun to watch. He's been fun to watch. Over the years, my love for him has unwinded a bit, but I think he's still the GOAT. I mean, he just can do it all. Go look at every statistic from assists, rebounds, and points. Yeah, he's number one in points now, but go look at those other two and look at where he's ranked in those. The guy is a freak of nature. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Space Jam 2 kind of sucked, but I mean, Michael Jordan wins the Space Jam movie. LeBron, I think, is the GOAT. I think he solidified it. I don't know if he has to get 2 more rings for everybody to make him the Tom Brady GOAT, where like nobody questions that Tom Brady's the GOAT. Maybe he needs to get the rings. I don't know, but to me, he doesn't. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, I like that argument with the assists, rebounds, all that stuff. He is creeping to the top of all of those as well. So it is pretty hard to fight that. I would like to hear Jared's thoughts next. I'm not sure if you're a LeBron guy or not.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if I would classify me as a LeBron guy. I think he's the GOAT, though. I think he has a bigger overall impact on each individual game. I do think there's a generational thing here. Like me and my dad visited a couple weeks ago, and he was like, how in the world could you think LeBron's better than Jordan? Like, no way in his mind. Like, but Jordan, like, if you look at the people he was guarding, like, they were standing here like this, and he's just doing, like, the level of talent has escalated. And what Jordan did, there's a lot of players kind of doing that nowadays, So
I'm doing my best not to be Stephen A. Smith right now on the first take and jump in on this.
I want you to do it. I think
I'm doing my best.
I'll
keep this under control.
I'll wrap it up because I definitely want to hear yours. Like, to Austin's point, where he stands on like the all-time assist, all-time scorer, finals. I mean, he's went to so many finals. Yeah, he went to like 10 finals in a row, like with 3 different teams. His overall impact, man, I gotta say LeBron, man.
Okay. Well, we'll let Carolyn go first before I really hit the rant here. So, Carolyn, who is your GOAT in your eyes?
Gosh, I have never put this on the record.
Oh no, we might have to like block this out in case Jimmy sees it later too. It's like, why would you say that? We'll cut that.
Jimmy and I are on the same page. LeBron's a great basketball player, but he's just not the GOAT in our eyes.
Who's the GOAT?
Oh, you know who it is.
Wait, they're Bulls
MJ all day.
Timeout.
I mean, yes,
They're
that does
Chicago
help.
fans.
That is true.
Fan. Jimmy's a Wolves fan, so I could say the same for LeBron, but no, we're going MJ all the way.
I've been a Cavs fan my whole life, so
I love that we're split 50-50. This is great. I'm going to stand on my soapbox real quick and just let you guys know there would be no LeBron James without Michael Jordan. The brands that he's built, the popularity he's brought to basketball, the person that LeBron is today with all the hype and the celebrity status only becomes because of Michael Jordan and being how great he was and how transcending he was through the sport. I mean, we're not going to have to talk about it too much because he's just the greatest winner of all time. Decided he was too good at one point and wanted to play baseball because that's what he loved as well. Imagine if that guy were just stuck in the league in his prime, all the drama with the coaching and the GMs not leaving. I'm pretty sure he would have soared through the scoring record in my mind. That's just my thought. All I want to hear now is that Bulls intro of him getting introduced because I'm fired up. That's how I feel about it. That we can talk all day about these stats, but
you act like LeBron. You act like LeBron couldn't have started at tight end over Jason Witten right now.
We're going to make the Dallas Cowboys bit now, or we think he could have played for the Cowboys at some point?
On top.
All right.
And I got a little disclaimer about the defense, though, because I was talking about like the hand. He did play against the bad boy Pistons. He was getting beat up. I got to correct that statement real quick, though.
Yeah, you don't remember what he did after that series with them? Went and got in the gym, got swole, and said, "Oh, I'm going to push you guys around now." I just think he's the best closer of all time. There's no one more clutch than him.
LeBron took.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Maybe the athletes weren't the same, but you could say that in every sport. So that's not fair. You know what I mean? You could say that in baseball. You could say that in, that's like the Babe Ruth conversation. He would have never been able to hit pitchers today. So I think we can all agree to disagree.
All right. Well, it's all still love. It's all still love.
I think it's neck and neck, man. I don't blame him for Jordan. I just didn't want to be boring and pick both. So I had to pick a side. It's really neck.
Jared, we were supposed to get clicks with this, man. You just ruined it. You just played the middle of the fence after that.
I'm not going middle. I'm not middle. LeBron.
Oh, I know you're not. I know you're not. Well, that ends another episode of Around the Flywheel. Thank you all again for showing up. There's going to be thousands of views this time. We're going to be big time. My TikTok's going to start exploding, even though I don't have a video. But we appreciate you being around. Thank you again, team. And we'll see you, I don't know, a couple weeks? I don't know. We'll see.